Another dimension, another time and space, a parallel universe falling on its face. When out of the chaos, who else could it be? But the animal adventurers from SPATE. Bucky! Captain Bycky O'Hare! Mutants and aliens and codes beware! You're looking for adventure, well this is it! We're Jenny, Jedi, Blinky, and Willie to win!
Welcome to another Game Nexus Mame review. Today we'll be looking at Bycky O'Hare. This game was based on a 1990s cartoon, which in the 80s of course was a comic book. It was actually only a 13 episode series, and the cool part about this arcade game is it actually more or less serves as a sequel to the show, which was so short-lived, and this actually can come to a conclusion where the cartoon did not.
Complex and the evil Toad Empire is planning to enslave the entire Aniverse. Their most ruthless weapon is the Climate Converter. The fate of the Aniverse is in the hands of Bycky O'Hare, brave captain of the Righteous Indignation, and his fearless crew, Mysterious Jenny the Aldebaran Cat, four-armed ex-space pirate Jedi Duck, android first-class Blinky, Boozer the Berserker Baboon, and Earth Boy Genius Willie DeWitt.
Basically, this intro here more or less sets up all the events in the game. There's going to be a little bit of an animated intro that's coming up here, which, surprisingly enough, is actually voiced by the original voice actors. We're going to choose Bucky here. Here comes that intro.
Begin their invasion of the planet Warren, Bucky's home planet.
Oh, that slithering pack of filth bums! Look at them, mateys!
How can they do such a thing? Nothing in the Aniverse will be safe from those wart-brained toads. Attention all hands, battle stations. Let's croak some toadies!
Okay, and that was basically your setup. We're gonna go after the toads, and we're gonna see if we can bring peace to the Aniverse. Which, for some reason, when I was young, it didn't sound like much of a big deal, but today it sounds like some sort of weird anime reference. Of course, I selected Bucky here, but basically all four characters that you get to select from control the same. The game kind of feels like a mix between the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1989 arcade game and Metal Slug. Metal Slug, of course, in the way that you shoot. If you get too close, you'll actually stab the enemies. And it feels like Ninja Turtles because you have your multi-plane environment where I can walk up and down and back and forth. And if you press the attack button at the peak of your jump, you can do a jump kick, which makes it feel a lot like the Ninja Turtles. Plus, you just have these barrages of enemies, and when we get up to the boss, he shares a similarity with Ninja Turtle bosses in the fact that he actually blinks like the Ninja Turtle bosses do when they die, although a lot of platformers this time shared that same thing. I still have no clue what those are. They just look like a bunch of missiles in a big cup. Let's throw a bomb at these guys. Kill all the toads. Interesting fact, this actual game that you see in front of you never made it to any consoles. There was a Nintendo Bycky O'Hare game, but it was an entirely different game, and of course that was the 8-bit Nintendo, not the Super. But it was an entirely different game, and this game never got ported anywhere. This would have been great on the Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis, but of course the problem is, by the time that would have happened, the Bycky O'Hare cartoon and everything related to it was pretty much gone from the scene. But basically, the whole synopsis of the show is Willie DeWitt, who was the character mentioned in the intro there, is this boy from the regular universe, like as we know it. And he builds, if I recall correctly, he builds some kind of device which transports him into Bucky's dimension, the Aniverse, and he has to fight with Bucky in order to save the Aniverse.
We meet again, Captain Bycky O'Hare.
And of course Alligator here, no matter who's actually fighting him, even if it's not Bucky, like in this situation I'm not Bucky, he always says we meet again, Bycky O'Hare. And one thing I have to say about this game is the sprites are really nice. They look just like the cartoon, and this game just has a real cartoony feel. It just all feels like the way it should be, and nothing more, nothing less. If you were a real fan of the show at the time, you'd totally eat this up. As I said, when this was first on, I used to watch it all the time. Everyone seems to have their own bomb weapon. You know, I showed Bucky's, he just threw a bomb, whereas she throws this kind of boomerang thing. Which, of course, is pretty cool. But the only thing I've seen, other than those special attacks, is the characters in the game really have no advantages for using different characters as opposed to just using Bucky or somebody.
What did you do to my people, Alligator?
That's a laugh.
And then Bucky just shoots him in the face.
Bucko's fixing to fry your scales, Negator. Better talk.
Ow! The furballs were taken to the planet Punk!
Of course, the furballs he mentions are the rabbits, who are people from Bucky's planet. See, they're right in this cage here. I'm going to bust them out.
Get me out of here!
See, now they're all happy, and you couldn't get past that place before you actually get them out of there. Now, a lot of the arcade hardware has names, but this arcade hardware that this one runs on doesn't have a name. It has the classic 68000 processor running it. Not really anything notable. It's not like a CPS-1 or CPS-2 or anything. Let me select from a different character again. This is the duck here. And see, he has these weird little things that spin around instead of those boomerangs that the previous character had. And there's two cages you have to bust open here, so all the overly happy rabbits can get out. I don't know why he scrapes his foot on the floor like that when he shoots. That just looks weird. As I said, the only way to actually jump in this game is at the peak of your jump, you gotta hit the fire button. If you just jump and as you're falling you do it, you'll just shoot. Platforming games always had fire, and one thing I always love is when like fire or something rolls over you, like in Turtles in Time, or even in the original Turtles game, and there's an effect, like in this game when the fire hits you, your character totally burns up, which I always love those kinds of effects. They just enrich the 2D game experience for me. You gotta watch out for these guys, they'll knock you right off the thing here. Okay, and he died as well. Let's choose Blinky now, just so you can get a taste of all four characters. Here's Blinky, who is actually an android. When I first watched this though, I thought he was just some sort of eyeball with like robotic attachments to him. I thought that's like his species or something, but no, he's actually an android. Android first class, as they call him. And they'll eventually retreat here, so we're done with those robots. But basically, yes, this is Bycky O'Hare. It's a great platforming game. As I said, feels more like a mixture of Metal Slug and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game. Or just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles if you're talking from the straight arcade perspective. But definitely give it a try, especially if you're a fan of the Bycky O'Hare cartoon or even the Bycky O'Hare comic book. It's just a great game, marvelous graphics, very fun play. Probably even be more fun with 2 to 4 players, because then you could have everyone playing their own unique character. Well, this has been another Game Nexus Mame review. Give this one a look, and I'll be seeing you later.